Hi guys, welcome back to my live stream. Hope you guys are all doing well. So I'm gonna tell you something crazy. I don't know how this idea got into my head, but I did tweet about it today. If you are not following me on X, definitely are people still saying tweeting about it? I don't know what I'm supposed to say. X about it, but whatever. Okay. I put it on X and my handle is just living with Lucy. So Lucy with an I. Definitely follow me. Make sure you're subscribed and always if you appreciate my videos, smash that like button as always. But check out the links I have down below. I tweet pretty consistently. Anyways, I talked about it and I don't know how I thought about this, but today I just wanted to look up like what's the longest live stream that's ever been done. And it turns out that like I guess there's like a Guinness World Record for literally everything that people can think about. And I looked it up and it said that some guy, I think this company or this person is from China. Hold on, think I have like a link for it that I screenshotted or whatever. I'll read it to you guys. This is what I saw. Again, if you know of something else, then let me know down in the comment section below if I got my info wrong. But on Guinness World Record, it says the person who broke the record of the longest live stream, which, okay, well, it was where? China. In Jinghua, I think that's maybe the city or something. I don't know. And it happened in September 11, 2022, which I'm surprised. I thought that makes more sense to happen like during the pandemic, but like technically 2020-ish to 2021, but whatever. And the person who did it is Zhejian Luyuan Electric Vehicle Co. Ltd. So I don't know if this is just like a company or they were doing a stream for a company. I'm a little confused, but what they did was 624 hours, 37 minutes, and 55 seconds. So I'm just going to do that as 625 hours divided by 24 hours in a day. This person basically did a 26-day long live stream, right? So I don't know why, but I felt like looking that up, and I will definitely try to beat it. I need to find out more information about this. I've never like I told this to my SO and he was crazy, and which I replied, "It is happening, and I'm gonna do it." Like I have full confidence. There's certain things where like I think about and I'm like, "Oh, I'd like to beat it, but there's no way." But things like this, if it's just about like being recorded live, I could definitely handle it. My only fear of like if I fail would be like if I didn't have stable internet or like, stable Wi-Fi or whatever. So if I do end up doing this, which I believe I will do before the end of 2025, I just don't know when because I have to like literally clear out 30 days of my life. Because if I'm going to do this, I want to beat out the world record by like at least 4 days or something. So if the world record's like 26-ish days, I want to do like 4 more days. I definitely want to make it like an even 30 days or 31 days, right? Longest month if you're not counting 30-second. Is there a 30-second? No, there isn't. I'm messing that up with the 29th of February. Anyways, 31 days. I'll probably do 31 days. So yeah, that crossed my mind today. I have no idea why, but now I'm like so on it that I can't stop thinking about it. And now I'm just plotting like when I want to do it. And I just have to prepare like probably multiple devices. So then if one messes up or like multiple services of like internet. So if one messes up, I could keep going. I think it makes more sense to like have a phone, but not my phone. So then I can actually like live my everyday life and, you know, make phone calls and do my listings and do my short videos. Like I'm still going to live my normal life, except it'll just be like recorded. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know the person who did it, if they like turned off the sound at one point or what happens when they go to the restroom or if you want to shower, but I'll figure my way out. But I definitely want to prove it and I want to do it. This person I looked up and I think they did it on TikTok. And then I looked up on TikTok and apparently TikTok doesn't have a limit. Apparently there's just like no limit as to how long you can actually live stream for, which is pretty wild to me. Again, as long as the services on that end doesn't cut off and then the Wi-Fi doesn't cut off, I think it's possible. And then I was like, all right, if you're going to do that, or if I'm going to do that, or I'm going to attempt to do it, might as well like 2 birds, 1 stone and try to do like something else. So I'm like, what else can I physically try to do to beat a world record? And I looked up like, what's the longest someone can go without sleep? And I'm not sure if this is true because this is like AI review on Google, and like sometimes it's like totally off. But apparently, if you look up like what's the longest someone hasn't slept, it shows up AI review under AI review. So again, do your own DD, entertainment purposes only on my channel. Never financial advice as always. Randy Gardner holds the record for the longest time a person has gone without sleep, staying awake for 264.4 hours. Surprising. Which is 11 days and 24 minutes in December 1963. Wow, that was a long time ago. I'm surprised nobody beat him. And January 1964. The San Diego, California high school student and his friend Bruce McAllister originally intended the experiment as a science fair project to record any side effects of sleep deprivation. Gardner later described the experience as making him awful to be around and upsetting him easily. In 2017, NPR's Hidden Brain podcast host Shankar V reported that Gardner had regained the ability to fall asleep, but only for about 6 hours a night, and was afraid of going without sleep. So I don't want to really deal with like any traumatic experiences afterwards. So I'm going to try my best to like stay awake if I do this. Like if I'm going to do the live stream, break a record, which I'm pretty positive I can do for 30 days straight, or possibly honestly even longer if like money was on the line, but I'm not getting paid for it. So besides just like whatever, I don't even know if actually if it's on YouTube, I heard that if you go past 12 hours of a live stream, like they won't be able to replay it for you. So I don't think that live stream would ever be seen again. TikTok, I highly doubt they'll like save 30 days worth of stuff. So I don't know if I just have to like record it with like another way, like myself or something, so I could keep the record and prove it for myself. So it's pretty complicated. Or I don't know if I have to contact Guinness World Record and before I even succeed. So lots of questions, but I'm just gonna do it. I don't care. If I'm gonna do this, I'm just gonna also try to go without sleep. I don't think it'll be possible for me to do 11 days and 24 minutes like this guy. But then again, this was supposedly done in 1963, and it's like, how do you even prove that you didn't sleep for that long unless there was someone like checking you the whole time, you know? So yeah, I'm gonna again have to, or I'm gonna attempt to prove it by like having it be recorded and have it be on a live stream that I'm like care and I'm like not running away and sleeping. Hi there, Alan. So yeah, that's just something random like on my mind, and I do plan on actually doing. It'll be really weird though, because like my husband, like right when I told him, he was like, "Oh my god, you're not doing this! Like you're gonna die." He's like, "I heard like the longest people can go without sleep for is like 6 hours. Like you're gonna die, Lucy. Like why would you ever do this?" Oh sorry, not 6 hours, like 6 days or whatever. I never heard of anybody who could go without sleep for 11 days. I think my own father has gone like at least 3 days without sleep. I have seen him do it. I have definitely done 2 days in a row. I've actually recently this year done 2 days in a row, no sleep, just hectic moments in life. Sometimes you just got to get things done, or you're a procrastinator or whatever, and things aren't done. So you got to just stay up for it. But I could definitely, this light's killing my eyes. I could definitely do 2 days. I've, again, never actually, I think when I was younger, like when I was in like high school and stuff, there would be days I'll just stay up watching like TV shows and stuff. And yeah, I'll just like waste a lot of time, watch stuff that I like, and just stay up. And then in my head, I'm like, oh, let's see how many days I could stay awake. Because you feel like you're invincible when you're young. I'm definitely not young anymore, but I feel like there's a part of me that still thinks she is invincible. So I love to see how long I can actually stay up for if I actually tried. And I think it's going to be a different like psychological experience because it'll be recorded and it'll be live. So there's like that aspect of me wanting to prove myself, wanting to show off the fact that I could stay up for a long time. So I think those factors will play into it. It'll make me succeed more likely, but I don't think I can do 11 days. I would love to see someone actually do 11 days. If 11 days is even like physically, mentally possible. Because like by the second or 2.5 days I've done in the past, like I'm like not delusional, but like yeah, I feel like everything's moving very slowly. I remember like yeah, like I'd be like at a dining table and I didn't sleep for like 2 days, and then I wouldn't even like know what I'm like. I'll be eating and then I'll be like, oh, like my mind would just be like elsewhere, and I'll be like, oh, I guess I'm eating dinner. Like you're just kind of like in a trance. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see and document. But I feel like also I want to prep myself if I'm gonna do this too. Like if I'm gonna try to stay awake for as long as possible, I'm not gonna act like I'm not gonna try to do like I don't know 500 jumping jacks on the first day or anything. I feel like I'll probably like lie on the bed and just be like as cool, calm, and collected as possible. Maybe not even talk that much. I'll maybe just like type to you guys to prove that I'm there. But I don't need to actually like even waste my breath because I'm trying to like probably preserve my energy. And if I'm gonna do this, it'll also be cool because I'm gonna try and not eat as much junk food. It'll also be like a detox cleanse or whatever. That's my game plan. So I wanted to share this. And another thing that's been on my mind. Okay, let's talk about crypto. Like it's been on my mind forever. If you follow me on Patreon, I do post my trades there along with my OF links down below. So go ahead and check that out. But I've already disclosed that I have JASMY. I've had JASMY since 2021, and I'm so mad at myself because obviously, if you had followed me in 2021, I had posted like all these trades, all these videos, and then I lost that channel. I don't have it anymore, so I can't go back and see. So I have to go by my memory. I don't have the exact numbers because I didn't write it down in a ledger. So there you go. Learn from me that you always have to keep your own backup data and everything that you want to remember it towards the future. But I remember trading JASMY coin back in 2021, and I just got honestly really lucky because right when I heard about it and I saw the chart, I was like, yeah, like in 2021, I was basically like throwing money into everything, like every little thing that you could have told me about, and I just looked at it and I thought it was funny or I like the name or whatever. I'll be like, boom, like $5,000 or more. So with JASMY, I got really, really lucky, and I remember like it just nearly 10x or more than 10x for me. I don't know. So I ended up cashing out like at least $24,000, but then I ended up throwing like $11,000 back into it near the all-time high, which was so stupid. And then it dropped to like basically nothing. And recently, I don't know if you guys have heard, but there's so much JASMY news. But it's funny because even though there's so much JASMY news and JASMY has already popped up so much, it's still not that big of a deal in comparison to like, you know, people talking about dog with hat on like CNBC and stuff. Like it's just JASMY is just like still not that big yet. So I want to talk about the fact that I'm very excited to see where JASMY goes. Obviously, if you saw my short video, which I posted recently, you can go check it out here or on my Instagram or any other platform that I use that I post all my videos. Links down below. Please follow me. Please smash the like button. Those of you that smash the like button, thank you so much. But yeah, basically for my JASMY, I've been more than doubling down. I probably like quadrupled my position recently. I just kept putting more money into JASMY because now that, like I said, in 2021, near the high after I made money, I poured it back in near the top, and then it dropped to like I think now it's like 3 cents. So basically, it's like the Doge of 2020. Actually, no, it's like the Doge of 2021 after it already hyped up. But at one point, JASMY was so low when I sold it in 2021 and in like 10x or whatever, it was around I think 25 cents, and then now it's around 3 cents, and it already like went up so much because you could have bought JASMY like last year for I think around 0.003 cents or something. So basically, like not even a penny. Like that's how hard it dropped. So unfortunately, I didn't buy like any during that time, which is so dumb. But what can you do? Hindsight 2020. Right now, I have bought in more to like make my average go lower, and I just have high hopes for it. But again, not financial advice. It is, as always, just speculation. And at any given point, like this whole thing could just crash, right? Which later I'll tell you guys, well, what my estimates are for the entire economy after listening to countless podcasts. Like this is what I do when I'm not doing live streams with you guys. I'm literally like every day I consume videos from like all sides. So I'll listen to like some tech guy that really doesn't really care about, for example, like stocks and crypto. Like they're more tech savvy, but then they'll like kind of do podcasts and give their a few like points about crypto. And then I'll listen to stuff like me, Kevin, Andre Jack, I really like as well. Who else? Oh, and then Clear Tax Value. I like that guy as well, but he's more like daily news. Kyla Scanlon. So I listen to like and Kathy Wood. And then I also like will even watch like what's his name? The guy that's always wrong. Or the guy that's made fun of to always be wrong. Okay, I forgot his name right now, but I think you know who I'm talking about. Mad Money guy. Jim Cramer. Okay, sorry. So there's just all these people, and of course Michael Saylor. I listen to like a billion podcasts, like whatever just pops up. I'll like listen to it, even if they have like counter views, like even Peter Schiff or like Jamie Dimon, which is like not not um not the same as like different arguments, right? Like obviously somebody like Peter Schiff is like here on the spectrum, and then you have Michael Saylor. They're like Peter Schiff believes in gold is the future, not so much Bitcoin. He thinks Bitcoin is like a scam and that we're all going to lose our money, basically. So I think it's nice to listen to like all sides of the spectrum of believing in crypto, not believing crypto, what they think will happen in the stock market and whatnot. And honestly, like the more you listen, the more you're just going to realize like it's a total mess. Nobody really knows what the heck is going on. Not even Ray Dalio or Warren Buffett. But maybe they'll probably know more than us. So anyways, after listening to like a billion podcasts, my personal beliefs on what I think is going to happen is this. I actually think right now, okay, we didn't get any rate cuts, right? And we haven't had any rate hikes recently. And there's like two sides right now. I think some people think that we're actually going to end up getting higher and higher interest rates. So basically meaning the like inflation is just going to get worse, and then therefore the Fed is not going to cut any rates while inflation's so high, because they're only going to start cutting rates when they feel like they've kind of handled inflation to close to 2%. That was like the whole talk all these years, right? There's people that think that they're just going to actually keep hiking it up. And then there's people that think they're actually going to do cuts. Maybe not end of this year, because originally we thought that there were going to be 3, and now we're already halfway there and there's none, right? Instead of thinking about just the rate cuts, I actually feel like, as ridiculous as this sounds, and the stock market's already so crazy, and you look at Nvidia every day and it's just like, holy cow. I actually think that the markets could continue to go higher. And I think one of the reasons that will happen is not because we want it to happen or the people really have any control. It's more like the wealthy and the government. It helps them to make it happen. And we have, if you look it up right now, I think the US has $34 trillion in debt. Okay. So somehow, in some way or form, like some people think like, oh, we're just going to keep getting ourselves into more debt. And it's like, it doesn't matter, because obviously like strongest military, we're powerful. Like it's all going to be good. But eventually you're going to pay that debt off. And how are you going to pay that debt off? If you have a $35 trillion debt, right? And you all of a sudden go into deflation, or we don't have inflation anymore, and everybody's broke, stock market's tanking, then the economy is not going to be making money. And if the economy, let's just say the economy, not just you and I are not going to be making money, if the Apples of the world, if the Nvidias of the world are no longer going to be making as much money, and therefore they're not able to pay as much taxes, how is the government going to pay for anything? So I think my main belief on why I think everything's just going to keep going up, 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 not saying it's never going to drop, but why I think it could go a lot higher is simply because I feel like we can't afford as a nation whatsoever. And also the global debt, I think, is around 350 trillion. So everybody's kind of dealing with this, right? Like there's so much money that was printed through the pandemic, and everybody's just so in debt that it really doesn't make sense. And these are like I don't understand the economy nearly as deeply as I want to. I feel like I honestly like only know probably less than 20% of it. And I think had I not listened to like a billion videos and try to learn more about it and take notes and stuff, I probably would know less than 1% about it. So even with as little as I know this, so this again, not financial advice, just do your own DD. This is just my personal estimate. But I would love to know people who actually are economists, or you have a background in business or studying the economy or the markets, or you just have a big interest in it and you study it yourself. I would love to know what you actually think about my opinion or about like the future. But I personally feel like it's going to keep going higher, because basically the government, in simpler terms, the government needs to eat. And how does the government eat? And how are all those people who are in charge get paid? By taxing. Like, right? You run the government by taxing the people, and you need a lot of taxes. How are you going to get a lot of taxes paid? You need the Elon Musks of the world, the Jeff Bezos of the world, the Jamie Dimons of the world to technically make more money. And as they make more money, their companies make more money. There is more money, period, to therefore go towards the government. So if we have actually crazy high inflation, and let's say McDonald's, it's already ridiculous enough that right now to get like a proper meal for me to go to like McDonald's, to eat a lot. So it'll be like, I'll get fries, I'll get a burger, I'll get a drink, I'll probably get like an ice cream. So yeah, maybe that's probably actually more than $20. But anyways, I think the future would be as ridiculous and as much as people complain about how expensive fast food is, I think it's going to basically skyrocket even higher. And I think our future would be more closer to McDonald's charging $10 for a small thing of fries. I think that is more likely because as companies like McDonald's and every other company out there, and iPhones are therefore going to eventually be $3,000, $4,000 per phone. As everything starts to go higher, basically think of it as if all of these trillion-dollar companies, because Nvidia is now like a trillion-dollar company, Apple obviously was. I don't know if Apple's even 3 trillion right now, but I think it was or was close to. But if these companies basically each 10x, and you go from, let's say Apple becomes a $30 trillion company, right? Like I know it sounds crazy, but let's say they keep printing money later on and Apple becomes a $30 trillion company. Remember, the US debt right now is like what, 34 trillion. When a lot of companies are 10xing and now the value of the company is like something crazy, like 30 trillion, then you look back and then those companies start paying their taxes and the government starts taking in the money, hopefully doing a good job and not just digging like a bigger hole. It makes it easier to pay back that original hole of 34 trillion. So that's just my personal belief, and hence why I will continue to invest into the stock market. I'm not saying I'm going to YOLO every single dime and that I don't want to have any cash aside. I would love to have more cash aside, trust me. But yeah, I want to keep investing and not just in the stock market, still holding on to crypto because like I said, I feel like basically things are just going to keep inflating because it almost has to, right? Like all these things basically have to explode in value. And it doesn't just have to be stocks with the whole government and paying taxes. It could just be like all sorts of assets and we just basically become wealthier and as a nation and whatnot. So then we can pay for that $10 small thing of fries. So it doesn't necessarily have to be the Nvidias of the world, or the Apples of the world, in my opinion, to like blow up. It could be crypto. It could be Bitcoin actually getting to something insane like $300,000. It could be Dogecoin getting to something crazy like $3. It could be Ethereum getting to $20,000. And when that happens, the people, not everybody, obviously, even though supposedly I'm hearing different numbers. Like I saw on this one podcast and some guy was like, oh, there's like 50 million dog owners in America and there's like 80 million crypto owners. So obviously there's more crypto owners and hence why Trump and Biden are now like crazy obsessed with like getting all their voters votes. But yeah, there's just all this talk, but either way, I think it doesn't just have to be necessarily the stock market. It could be real estate, it could be crypto, it could be gold, it could just be your stocks. But basically, I see the world getting richer, or not necessarily the world, but though the few, because clearly not 50% of America actually are invested in all of those things or even half of those things, right? That's the future that I think we are headed towards. And I feel like some people who aren't realizing it or are just waking up every day and complaining about how expensive life is basically and not figuring out ways and paths to change their current life situation is going to be very much behind. And then they're going to notice it when it's almost nearly too late. So yeah, anyways, JASMY, I hope does well. If Dog with Hat can get to like top 30s, I'm hoping that JASMY can get up to like top 20s eventually. I don't think it ever has to top 20. But I honestly just want to like make a little bit on JASMY because right now I'm overall up from 2021, but I feel like I'm still definitely down from the 11K that I originally put in and then just funneled in more money for it. But that's JASMY. What was the next thing? Oh, I wanted to talk about APECOIN because I also have this like, I think if you watch my videos and I talked about the recent NFT that I bought from Chubby Group, which is the umbrella company that owns the restaurant, Chubby Cattle, and a bunch of other restaurants. Because I bought the NFT that costed at the time $1,900 or $1,950. I paid about $2,000 after like fees and whatnot. But now it's like, I think 2,300 or 2,400. By my experience dealing with that, I really believe in NFTs again. And my little assumption on APECOIN is that I do want to I don't have any APECOIN right now, by the way. But I think I want to buy into some APECOIN because if you look at it, it's just dropped so hard and it could just go to nothing, can never climb back up again. But the little crazy reason I have for also like wanting to buy some APECOIN is because honestly, the craze that I felt on just like wanting to be a part of a community that can get all of these perks, and then following the restaurant or the food, and then wanting to be holding on to a lifetime like membership in a sense, it's just very appealing. And I think, again, this is just a bet. I don't know what will happen with the future, but really, I feel like with ApeCoin or just the Bored Ape NFTs, which I think really did well in 2021, I feel like it could just never go up again. Or the celebrities who still hold it. And at the time, there were so many people with it. I think it was like Justin Bieber, Tom Brady, Eminem had one, Snoop Dogg. There was a whole bunch of people that had it. But yeah, those NFTs, if certain celebrities, even just a couple of them, not every single one of them. Right now, I feel like if you even had like two major celebrities, even like let's just say Tom Brady, I don't even know if he has his, to be honest, anymore, because I'm sure some celebrities just sold it at top or whatever. But if some celebrities came out and they did something with those NFTs, right? Like, oh, maybe if you hold a Tom Brady NFT and then maybe you could see Tom Brady at his, like, I don't know, next. I don't think he's going to do another Netflix Tom Brady roast, the greatest roast of all time, which by the way, I thought was hilarious. But yeah, like imagine if Taylor Swift, she doesn't, but imagine if Taylor Swift had a Bored Ape NFT. And then she was like, oh, obviously tickets to her show, some of them go to like $2,000 and up. What if she was like, oh, but if you have this NFT in the future, you could go to any of my shows for free? Like that would blow up so hard. So I think if that were to occur and if Bored Apes had enough clout in 2021 and it can ride into like 2025, if the cycle is true and Bitcoin does get to a new all-time high every fourth cycle, meaning 2021 November and then possibly around wintertime of 2025, if that happens and then NFT blows up around that time or later, and then some new celebrity pops in or the same few celebrities, but they start to do stuff with it, I could really see it explode, as in like the people who already had those NFTs can really gain from it because those Bored Ape NFTs are going to do really well. And even if ApeCoin, in my opinion, doesn't do much, just based off of the news of certain celebrities all of a sudden doing things with their NFTs, their Bored Ape NFTs, it would cause the price of ApeCoin to just like rise like crazy. But this, again, is just my like wishful thinking and kind of like an idea that I had ever since I bought my NFT, not the Bored Ape, but the Chubby group one. So yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on it. Let me know what you think about it all. But I'm excited to see where ApeCoin goes. I'm watching it and I'm gonna see like if I want to like dollar cost average down or just put like a bunch of money in now and then just wait for it. But again, it's all risky. Don't play with money that you can't afford to lose, as always. Welcome, by the way, all of you guys. I said hi to Alan earlier. Woodstock, envy, live streams are fun and interesting. Life is made out of ordinary moments. My life is definitely very ordinary. I think my mind is the one that is just jumpy everywhere. Which crypto are you holding? The closer says, again, if you follow me on Patreon or on OF, links down below, that's where I do updates. So on OF, it's pay per view. And then on my Patreon, if you just pay for the $20 tier, I just pretty much post like whenever I have time of some trades. Well, also have the 44% unrealized capital gains taxes deal with too. Alan says, yep, the thing with taxes. Something I've been thinking about, why does Disneyland rise prices due to inflation? Sebastian says, when Disneyland produces everything of their own. Well, every company also, not saying it's necessarily Disney or any other company, but when you have let's say a shortage of something, like shortage of paper or shortage of coffee beans. I could be a coffee bean like shop owner and I don't actually have as much of a shortage than my next door neighbor who's also a coffee store owner, for example, coffee bean seller. But I could raise the price like crazy just because the news is saying that coffee bean prices are like it's going up because there's a shortage. So I feel like that's just the way the economy works. It's never going to be fully like equal. And there's always going to be folks that take advantage and just upsell because they can. Goals, welcome to Rubber Chicken Yellow Gang. Thank you so much, Goals, for joining. For those of you guys that don't know, I have a membership. Hit the join button and join our lovely community over here. That way, when we do live streams, I can see your name highlighted like Goals here. And also when you make comments on any of my videos, I see them first and I will respond back to you ASAP. What do you do on OF? I'm sending you some Doge right now from a wallet. Oh, thank you. You didn't have to. So yeah, it's more whatever you can think of. I'm a very like open and creative person in my opinion. And I feel like you can message me on my Patreon or on my OF. It's more of like a spot where anybody can feel free and safe to like talk to me. If you want to talk to me just through comments, like I have a lot of like DMs and obviously I have Instagram, I've got TikTok, I have Yelp now and everywhere. So I try my best to like sometimes respond to people just for free, like just through like a DM, but obviously I cannot get to everything and everyone. So again, obviously, like for paying members, if there's something specific you want to talk to me about, whether it's about life, I don't give out financial advice. So there are people who will sometimes like message me, let's say on OF or on Patreon, like, what are you going to buy next? Or what do you recommend me buying? I'd be like, no, I can't tell you, like, not financial advice. So I just want to let you guys know what you're signing up for. Like, if I'm not going to tell you financial advice here, I'm not going to tell you financial advice like anywhere else. But it's more like, I feel like for any of you guys that want to get to know me better, or there are certain things that you don't feel comfortable talking about on like the public comment section on Twitter or whatever, that's your place to talk to me on DMs. And I have people that request like different things. So if you like, I have people who ask me if I want to take pictures in like a Kirby outfit or whatever. So whatever it is that you want, or you want me to do like voice clips for your business, we can negotiate and talk prices. But yeah, it's pretty much to whatever you're content. And if you ask me for something that I'm just not willing to do, then I will tell you through my DMs on Patreon or on OF. So thank you for asking. And I also just have a lot of posts that are paid for, or like they're locked and then you can pay for it. That's why I feel like I love the OF platform. I kind of wish that Elon Musk on X would do that, because I think it's just really good for content creators. So like my trades are on there. Again, you have two ways. On Patreon, I post the same thing as I do on OF, but OF is like per trade. And then on Patreon, it's just like one monthly payment. So it's kind of how it works. What Hotel is for NFT gaming project, 20-year-old game that allows players to turn their digital assets into NFTs. I'm basically cashing out on my childhood. Lovely. Oh, by the way, speaking of all that, did you guys hear about Dave & Buster turning into like a casino recently? I read that. I haven't gone to Dave & Buster's recently. I have so many points. I have so many points that I want to like use. But I thought that was really funny that Dave & Buster's supposedly, like, you can bet. I don't know how it works, but apparently you can bet real money, or maybe they're working towards betting real money. But if they do end up becoming like, I don't know, Vegas, I think that's going to be hilarious. I might actually buy Dave & Buster's stock if that happens. Oh, thank you, Goals. Listen to me on YouTube for years now. If I met you, you would see a grown man cry tears of joy. Oh my God, stop. You are just putting me on a pedestal I don't deserve to be on. But yes, if any of you actually see me in real life at a restaurant or just walking on the street, feel like don't overreact about it, because I'm like the most regular person on this planet. I mean, I'm not like, I literally have not even 10,000 followers on YouTube. So yeah, just feel free to come say hi. As long as you're chill, I'll be chill. Maybe I'll tell you more about me than I do on here. I feel like I'm just more comfortable in person, and I believe in fate. So as long as I'm not stalked and we just happen to meet each other by random, I could possibly become friends with you. Like it'll like in real life, it'd be cool. But we could just do a selfie, probably not an autograph. I've never been asked to do any autographs. If Dave and Buster add a cash bin on there, that's hilarious. Jim Cramer, thanks, Alan. Yeah, I totally forgot his name. Sorry, I'm like, I know who he is. But sometimes when I'm trying to remember like all these celebrities' names, like I get stuck. Just bought a Treasure Safe 3. Cool, nice. The crazy part is America is so far in debt, it's never going to be paid off. It physically can't be. See, the thing is, like, I think maybe, Sebastian, it is possible only if what I just said earlier, which is also insane, could possibly happen. You know, like if Apple becomes within like a 5-year span, we just print so much money that it makes other countries' eyeballs fall out, and Apple all of a sudden becomes like a $9 trillion company, then yeah, I think it'll be quicker to pay off 34 trillion. But again, it depends on how the government handles the money. And if the government does bad accounting and they just keep blowing money and then we just keep owing more, then it doesn't matter how much money you make, right? It just doesn't matter. We could have Zimbabwe money and it wouldn't even matter. But anyways, thank you guys all so much for joining this live stream. I have talked way too much. I'm trying to like save my voice because I've realized I have a very weak vocal cord and I have to go out tomorrow, so I'm going to try to save my throat because I know I'm going to talk a lot tomorrow too. So I'm going to go and do my eBay listings, work hard, play hard. Wish you guys luck in all your trades, and just not just life isn't just about money. So obviously whatever it is that you're in love with doing, what makes you happy, what you're passionate about, I just hope everything gets better and better for you guys from the heart. Take care, and I will see you guys soon.